So, welcome to part 2 of my targeted journey, Isolated Chaos. I'm at a friend's place right now. Things have been rough, and she's like, come back to my place and pull yourself together. So, I just wanted to finish what I was saying is, I said city servants. There was I went through, when I was in my old apartment, I went through 5 bylaw officers. I went through Tor, the Minister of Environment, Nancy, the Director of Health Ottawa. I went through all different channels to get help, but NETI would know that, you're primarily always looking at corruption. Whatever this targeting program is, it's embedded itself in each department. So, I find myself in a place where I've always, because after that point, at some point, I ended up in a senior's residence at the age of 42, which was set up by perpetrator social workers, and because they're like, well, let's stick you into a residential, because I lost my home. They were giving other people that were in fires too, funny enough, at the motel, they gave them as long a stay as they wanted. Not me. They gave me a month, and I was like, well, I don't, because I was paying market rent and everything, but, I didn't understand up until Ottawa what a targeted individual was. I just knew stuff was happening. So long story short, I ended up in a senior's residence at one point. Now, this is all while, being homeless, and shelters that I'd worked with for 20 plus years in the vulnerable sector were treating me differently. But, police were harassing me, the usual theater and drama, and I was treated like a seventh class citizen. Meanwhile, I've spent my life, in assistance or serving those that are in need, and most of the time without pay, but they got to make you the villain, right? And so the attacks started in the seniors' residence. There, I've got some videos from there, and the gaslighting, and they even attacked the seniors, which was horrible, starving them, and anyone that talked to me, they would steal from them, especially the dementia patients. It was horrible. I have even dementia patients saying they hate me now because they don't like you, and we as a country have to do better. We as a species need to do better. Why is there a targeting system? Why do people feel like this is okay? Anyway, needless to say, I have been in every courtroom you can think of. I've been in criminal multiple times. And most of these times I've been in human rights. I've been in criminal. This is my first civil case, almost a $500,000 civil case, and they're bringing in the victim. Yay! This is the world we live in. But what's really interesting is I've won every case, and the only time that it muddied the water is at the one time I actually got a lawyer. And that's when things went far beyond their measure. And I think what they were trying to do, and I found out from a cop recently, because I've been in courthouses for and still no criminal record. They even threw me in prison. I talked to a police officer recently that was obviously out of the loop, and that's why I like these little towns. A lot of times there's not a lot of predatory behavior. There's good people, they just wanted to be cops. They didn't want to join the fucking, Masonic sorority and kill people for, pastime. But I was talking to this one cop, and he was looking at all my charges and everything. He's like, "Wow, you've been really going through it." And he says, and I said, "Yeah, nothing stuck." And he's like, "Absolutely." And he's like, I said, "Can you tell me about when I went into Innis?" So when they ripped me out of my apartment initially, because that's how they got me out of the apartment the first time, is they had a neighbor who was a definite perp. This chick was nasty. She was cruel. She was evil, and she was government funded, of course. Rebecca was her name. Oh, what a cow she was. Anyway, that's how they ended up ripping me out, and they ended up throwing me into holding cells for 2 nights, I think it was, and then took me to Innis, and they wouldn't let me put clothes on. They left me in the car, turned the car off, and decided to zipped up their jackets and did paperwork for an hour. And I got severely sick. This is what our taxpayer money goes to, people. And anyway, so I asked this cop, and this was in the township that I'm in now, because another frivolous charge comes up. Oh, this woman says you touched her bum. Really? Out of all the people in the world, you think I'm going to touch this bitch? Like, she doesn't even have the right equipment. Like, but anyway, so and the cop was even like, yeah, this is stupid, but we have to go through it because it's such a serious charge. And of course the judge, we went into mediation. The judge is like, oh, you want to plead out? Like, just plead and you'll just get like da-da-da. I said, absolutely not. This is, out of all the shit that I've been through, this charge is not going to be the one I say anything to. I will, and I said, I also saw by the disclaimer that she's got other cases against random people, I said, about sexual assault. Now, if she can say this about a gay man, what do you think that's going to do to her, to bolster her word? Like, basically, it'll put holes in every other case that she has. Next thing I know, the prosecutors actually took my side. They're like, yeah, just do a peace agreement. Like, you won't go near her and we're fine. Like, I'll fight this bitch. So anyway, but this is what I go through. And the preparation and the paperwork, it's draining, it's taxing, and to me, it's all spell work. That's how the whole court system is. It's all, you're in a court. Well, what do you do in a court? You fucking play games. That's what you do in a court. And the bench and maritime law and this shit and how you say things and your honor. At one time, one judge for one case, I think it was the LTB, and no, it wasn't LTB, it was criminal, and they said, your worship. Oh, are you fucking for real? Your worship. But anyway, so this cop said that all of it was gone. There was no traces. They said whatever happened, they got rid of the fact that you were even put in prison in Innis in Ottawa. So what I'm saying is things are bad now again. I thought I kind of got out of the clear, but it's not. And it worries me. And I'm a pretty tough cookie. I've been through a lot, but I can see how this would kill people. I've just become too stubborn to die, but so now without any communication, without a phone, other than this piece of crap that I can't, even put a chip in, I'm surprised it's lasted this long, things are rough. I'm even considering having my friends start a GoFundMe just so I can pay off my debt so I can get another phone, but I don't know. I'm getting tired of fighting. So we'll see where this goes from here, but whatever you do, TIs, don't stop talking. Don't stop connecting with each other. Common people are now seeing the convoy. I was working with the convoy for safety protection, actually. And even the convoy allowed me to introduce myself in Freedom Cell groups and stuff as a targeted individual. So people know what we are. People know that our country is like Nazi Germany. It's just that the commoners can't see it yet because it doesn't affect them directly. So don't stop talking. No matter which way my path takes or if it stops here, we need to keep talking. And eventually it's going to get to lawyers and it's going to go through the courts and things will change. So stick with it, okay, my friends?